I think I've mentioned it before. Bob got off the township last year. I guess legally was like January something, 11th or something. Anyway, finally getting their stuff out of here. Still got a few things left. We're trying to clean this area up so we can park some machinery down here. And on the insurance, that was the biggest thing that worried everybody. Everybody being on our end of the world. Once Bob got off the township, he was no longer bonded. If you're on the township, they have a bond, so for insurance purposes. And once Bob was off the township, the insurance got a hold of him and said, get it out of there, because you're now liable for any accidents that happen on your place. So if you're being paid, it's even worse. So if they're paying you, then you are very easily liable. But even if they're not paying you, you're then liable for anything that happens on your place. And we all know, oh, you know, it's not going to happen. Well, most of us got too much to lose to have somebody slip on something or break a leg or get smashed between a piece of equipment. Next thing you know, you're in the middle of a problem. So anyway, our insurance guy told us, get them out, or we do have the option of dropping your insurance. So anyway, enough of that. I put the tanker over here the other day because I needed it out of the yard. Cody had some little pigs last night. I think he had 10. He's got 6 more gilts to pig, I think towards the end of June. So he's gonna have his hands full by then. Anyway, I come over to help him move pigs and got her in the farrowing house. She pigged in the lot, saved, I think Bob said she had 10 alive so far. Well, that's pretty good. If she can save them, we'll see. No, we're just cleaning this up. Future plans is to have our water tanks, fertilizer tanks up here, and I don't know, we've thought about grain bins down here. Biggest thing for now is just so we can get some equipment out of the way. Our yards get pretty congested. Clean out the cab on this one this morning. Getting ready to. Went and did some stand counts on some corn. Looked at some wheat as normal. Trying to get a water line fixed at my daughter's house that nobody seems to be able to get done. I've told you guys about these Titans. Let me zoom in. So this is what we have. Splits in the center of the tread all the way down. See if I can get the other one. See here? The tread's just coming apart. And this one's just as bad. See if I can find where it's really coming apart. It must be on the bottom on this one where it's really separating. But anyway, they're just junk. It's Titans. Oh, there it is. And I've been in fear the last 2 years that we're going to blow one out. We don't move it on the road loaded. But, you know, I still don't need a blown tire even in a field. So I called my tire guy. I knew last year he had this identical tire that was off of a swather. They were 80% or plus. And I think the load rating on them might be just a hair higher than these. But other than that, they're the same tire, same diamond tread. So I'd been doing some pricing around. He quoted me $1,000 a piece last fall for them, which I didn't think was terrible, but we didn't really have the money to spend. So I called him. Yeah, we still got them. How much are they? $1,350. I said, Tony, you quoted me $1,000 last fall. He said, Greg, they went up over $500 a tire. So, yeah. He also admitted they were no good for a swather. They were only good for a grain cart, which is what we're using them for. So it kind of has this semi over a barrel. We can spend 25 to 27 for a new one, or we can spend 27 something for 2. Anyway, I guess he says he'll be down in the morning. We're going to put those 2 on. And I told him to bring a tube for the front tire on this one in case we needed a tube. I told him it's going flat. He can patch it or tube it. These tires are junk, as we know, but you guys know the story on that. We're going to run them, make sure the tractor's solid, and go from there. I did pull it out of the shed just a few minutes ago. It's pretty warm out, humid. And before I could get from the big shed out here to the little shed, the cab was cold. So that's a plus. All right, I'm going to get this cab cleaned out. Trying to do a little detailing. I don't know if this stuff's made for it, but it seems to be working all right. Filthy as this thing was, I guess it don't really matter at this point. Alright, I'm just going to keep cleaning. I got her washed out, or vacuumed out. Try to polish her up a little. By no means perfect. Tried to clean glass. We got some windshield wiper marks there. I'll try to get it cleaned up. Silicone disc back up. Said by no means perfect, but usable. Padding's all gone. Kind of is what it is, but it smells good in here anyway. I told you guys yesterday the guy would probably be here today for a grain cart tires. He just called. Said probably going to be a couple hours. I got a neighbor up here that needs one fixed. Got a tractor down. We told him absolutely do his first. So anyway, this tire is going to be the death of me. I've had it off twice. Valve stems were leaking. So I put new valve stems in the back too. The other one's held fine. This one I cannot find a leak. It doesn't look to be around the bead, doesn't look at the valve stem, don't find anything in the tire. So I don't know. I slimed the dang thing. I'm gonna put air in it, drag it around a little bit with the four-wheeler. I got a couple sections that look like I need to replace, and I'll wait for the guy to show up on the cart tires, and maybe I'll get you some video of that. I must have hit something. That one's got a chunk out of it, and this one broke clear on. The rest of them are in good shape, real good shape. So I must have changed them last year, but hit something on this one and that one. The guards, they're all right, not great. They'll run another year. Change those 2 sickle sections. I'm going to pull this up here so they can get around all sides and not have any issues. I'm going to pull the air cleaner while it's up here, blow it out. So if I put it right here in the middle of everything, then they can get around all sides. I think that's in the middle of everything, just perfect. Absolutely horrendous. And that's after I banged it out over there when we picked it up. Pretty sure we need to get a new air cleaner, but I'm gonna blow this one out good. Let the compressor build up, stick it back in there. The reason that is so dark, to the best of my knowledge, I checked and the aspirator flap down in the air cleaner was not shutting. So it was actually sucking exhaust backwards into the air cleaner instead of the exhaust venturing it and sucking it out of the air cleaner was sucking it in. And that's why that's all black. That's just exhaust. I don't believe they're 80%. Probably closer to 50. Like my tires are probably better tread, other than being split out. Chad said he'd never seen one split in the center like that. So Chad told me those others are radials. These don't say radial on them. I don't know what the R3 means there. Put that one off, putting that one on. Yeah, hopefully it'll last me a while. I hate spending $2,700 on used tires, but that's the world we're living in right now. Until they won't let us farmers make any money.
Talking about going 30,
Number 2.
For stability.
That one's on and aired up, and this one's on. They're gonna air it up, and then they're gonna patch the tire on the front of this tractor. You guys don't mess around. Chad looked at the date on these and said they were from '98, so they're 27 years old. Those are the original to the cart. I think I bought it in 2004. It wasn't very old when I bought it. So as much as I'm complaining, it's hard to see that kind of tread. Usually tight and split on the sidewall. So maybe I'm just complaining for nothing, but 27 years old, I guess that's 27 years. Tires are on the cart. They're knocking this one off to patch it. You hate to put money in old tires like that, but what's your option? Well, I'm not spending $10,000. I probably wouldn't do it. 15, closer to 15,000. Put tires on it. So anyway, they're gonna get this patched. I guess Bob had them gonna put a couple tires on a swather for him while they're here. Small hole. I told Chad it leaked down in about 4 days. He said, yeah, that was a 4-day hole. And they're getting her lubed up. Get that thrown back in there and we'll be done. Alright, they're done with mine. And I'm going to take those diamond tread off of that one and put some tractor tread we got over here that Bob had, or near new.